Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, Basic Economics with Joseph. Today's topic of discussion is going to be quality money versus quantity currency, part 2. Alright, but like I said before, my videos on a financial analyst or a financial advisor. I'm just a student of basic financial education. So during my last video, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about the difference between what happens when you have mass amount of currency being printed versus sound money, aka gold and silver. And so I wanted to show you examples of how that placates a society. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the dollar's worth. Okay. Let me show you. So this is the dollar's worth over time. All right. Used to be worth something. This is 1913 when the Fed was created, starting, and this goes to 2020. I couldn't find one that was a little bit more recent, so please excuse me. And you can, this is sourced at, what is this? The Bureau of Labor Statistics. All right. So right now, a dollar's worth is about 3 cents, about 3 to 2 cents of purchasing power left in the currency, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. So how does this placate a society, specifically since 1971, when the dollar was cut from gold and then it became strictly a fiat currency? The reason why that happened was because foreign banks didn't trust that the U.S. dollar and the government, that the Federal Reserve and the U.S. government didn't have the gold reserves to back all the currency that was being printed. And so pretty much there was a run on the bank, and foreign countries repatriated their gold, starting with France. I'll leave a link in the description so you can watch that video. All right. So since 1971, how has quantity currency versus quality money hindered a society? Well, I'm going to show you a few examples, okay? All right, we have one. This is a sourced from Economic Policy Institute. All right, again, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, shows how companies have productivity, but yet wages aren't keeping up with the cost of living. So, and again, look at the date. What does that say? 1970, 1971. All right, since then, ladies and gentlemen, people's wages and salaries have not been keeping up with cost of living. All right. It used to be it didn't matter what your occupation was prior to 1971. You could have been a lawyer, you could have been a firefighter, you could have been a janitor. All right. The reason why it didn't matter was because you could have saved your dollars and they were as good as gold. So you had a retention on your purchasing power. So, and then that means also gold brings stability to an economy, to a society. So you knew what you could and could not afford. So house, a car, food, everything was stable. All right. And it was affordable. However, once gold and the dollar got separated, that was when the Fed was like, okay, let's print. And since 1971, we have pretty much, the United States or the world has almost been at a forever war. I mean, look at the Gulf War. Look at what happens going on. We just got out of the war, 20-year war with Afghanistan and Iraq, and now we're about to ramp up with another war with Russia and Ukraine and any other conflicts in between. All right. Remember, war is a direct result of the printing press. All right, and it's been that way. How many wars have there been since the Federal Reserve was created just in 1913 alone? All right, this is not by coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is on purpose. All right, so again, how does sound money placate a society? Well, here's the thing: if you just saw that wages were not keeping up with cost of living. So what is that? So what does that do to people? It makes them do things that they wouldn't do. Irrational decision making. And so usually, what will they do? Commit crime. Probably resort to drugs, violence, and any other type of social issue. Let me give you an example. Let me show you an example. Excuse me. All right. This came from the sentencing project. This is the U.S. state and federal prison population from 1925 to 2019. All right. And this shows exactly how the quality of the money truly dictates a society. Okay. Again, look at the year 1971. You see that? I've marked it right there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why gold and silver are so important to a society, to a people. All right. Because it brings stability, wealth, and prosperity. But when you take that away and you flood the economic system with a bunch of fiat dollars that take away your wealth and your prosperity, well, and your rights and your freedom, as we've been seeing lately across the world, this is what people do. People resort to violence, and since then you can see the prosperity of our country has just been going down the drain. You know, people are doing more acts of, this could be, like I said, violence. This could be, who knows, all types of stuff. All right, I'm not even going to get into the demographics, but that just shows you how sound money, ladies and gentlemen, placates a society. All right. So I wanted to also show you another example. All right. So this is also from Visual Capitalist. I'm going to put the link in the description. All right. This is about the Roman Empire, and it shows how the silver content of the Roman denarius, as what happened as to the society as it got debased. All right, as you can see. Okay, so here are some of the consequences that happened when the debasement. So the real effects came because of all of the silver was being debased with copper. So adding more coins or supply to the adding supply to the currency circulation didn't help increase prosperity. All it did was transfer wealth away from the people, and all it did was make the prices of goods and services go up. So very basically, ladies and gentlemen, just like we're seeing now, all it does, not that things are getting more expensive, it just requires more dollars or pesos or whatever your currency is to purchase goods and services. All right. And then, of course, because of the debasement of the currency, you had runaway inflation, you had hyperinflation, you had soaring taxes. For those of you who have not been following, Venmo and Cash App and PayPal, pretty much they are now taxing people, sending money back and forth. I use it all the time, and I usually just send it for bills. And if you send more than $600 in a year, you get taxed on that. And what's crazy, you're getting double taxed because that's just money. That's just currency I work for that I needed to pay my bills. All right, and it's just sad. It's like, look, and all it is, ladies and gentlemen, is history repeating. Currency debasement, and eventually what happened to the Roman Empire? It collapsed. All right, they started they started with prosperity and ended with tyranny. All right, and the same thing is happening right before our eyes, and that is why quality money is so important to a people, to us, to a society. All right, because it keeps our prosperity and our wealth and our rights, and most importantly, it allows us to keep our freedom. All right. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to give you some examples of quantity currency versus quality money and how it truly dictates a society. All right. But hey, like I always say, please like, please subscribe, please comment, because like if I said something that you guys don't understand, let me know. I'll go and I'll try to research it. Please check the links in the description. But like I always say, please self-educate and educate others. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Have a very good day.